I remember going to concerts, orchestra concerts, where the audience was definitely segregated. I remember sitting in the fourth balcony, what we call the Peanut Gallery in Richmond, Virginia, and listening to the Richmond Symphony, the National Symphony, the Philadelphia Orchestra, and all of these groups. And I myself played cello and clarinet, and I was passed the audition to get into one of the orchestras, but was denied the opportunity because of my race. And as a young person, I decided one day, if I ever became involved in making classical music, that this would be one of my aims in life, and that was to make it available to everyone.
The dark times are always, for me, financially, the dark times. And every organization goes up and down in cycles in that area, I believe. Every arts organization has its challenges.
What the orchestra accomplished, even during the first 8 years, it was nothing short of a miracle.
Money, raising money, having enough money to do all the things that were necessary, really.
It is just really hard to get the kind of dollars that these organizations deserve to really do great work consistently.
Under the present administration has been very efficient, and therefore we can say with great pride that we operate in the black. No pun intended. This was a glorious occasion because a new orchestra in the city of Chicago, one of the things that we talked about in addition to our important social mission was the niche that we would fill from an artistic standpoint. Because we decided to call the orchestra the Chicago Sinfonietta and work with repertoire for a smaller group, it became quite clear that Chicago did not have a professional mid-sized orchestra and that the Chicago Sinfonietta could very well fill this void.
Every musician in town, every orchestral musician in town wants to play with the Sinfonietta for a variety of reasons. One, it's unusual programming. You get to play in Symphony Center downtown, which is always a great joy.
I was able to do things that I would not have been able to do had this orchestra not existed. And other musicians I know who worked in New York and in other major cities where there wasn't an orchestra like Chicago Sinfonietta didn't get the opportunities that I've been able to get here.
We get to really meet the families, we watch the children grow up, we have a lot of fun together, and we do, as a result, great music making. I think because we all feel like a family.
We have made 13 CDs. We have made 6 or 7 European tours. We've toured several cities outside of Chicago, and maybe the high point of the orchestral touring activities, our 2 performances at the Kennedy Center.
I believe the first concert we did overseas was in Vienna at the American Music Festival, and then that was followed by increasing requests to come back to Europe for more concerts. So there was another concert maybe a year, this is in the early 90s I'm talking about, maybe another tour that we went on in Germany for about 15 cities, and yet another tour after that in Germany and Switzerland. These are all about a year or 2 years apart in the early 90s, and then another tour to the United Kingdom.
First of all, a major achievement to have survived for 20 years. This is a badge of honor for any arts organization to have survived for 20 years. They're obviously doing something right. And I think what they're doing is providing an alternative, but also maintaining a level of quality.
I look forward to the season starting. It can't come fast enough because it's opened up a whole new world of music to me.
Probably the most important thing I think the Sinfonietta has done for this community is to serve as a model of diversity, but not just diversity in the traditional senses of the word, which is race and gender. It is that, but it's also relates to the different music, it relates to different ages, it relates to different economic groups. And that word is both overused, but it's very powerful.
And also the personal experience that I had with Dr. King. I only met him twice, and I felt that he had left me with a kind, this is a little kitschy, but that he had left me with a kind of mission, because I saw him at the airport in Atlanta, Georgia at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he asked me, why was I there when I spoke to him? And I said, to guest conduct the Atlanta Symphony. He said to me, the last bastion of elitism. Glory, hallelujah. And he walked away, and 3 weeks after that, he was assassinated. And that feeling that, you know, the symphony orchestra can become inclusive. The symphony orchestra can become diverse. Music, classical music in particular, should be available to anyone and everyone, regardless to race, creed, religion, gender, doesn't matter, age. And this is what we strive to do with the Chicago Sinfonietta, to make it available to everyone.